What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My goal here today is simple. I want to change John F. Kennedy's historical legacy with a deepfake.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
So I have been messing around with lip sync deepfakes, largely to Gary Oldman Inception myself. If you ask me, Phil Edwards is a poor man's old man. I have no idea what Gary Oldman sounds like, so I don't know how to do an impression of him. So I learned about this research called Wav2Lip. I first heard about it on Corridor Crew. It's kind of different from normal deepfakes in that you don't need this massive data set going in. You just upload a WAV file, and then it's able to lip sync to that WAV file. Now, if you've been on this channel before, you know that I actually deepfaked my voice. Yeah, I saw that video. It was not your best. Now, I can even type myself and make myself say it. Gibberish, gibberish, gibber, gibberish, gibberish. But listen, you zoom in, you can see the seams, but that got me thinking. Historical videos are low res, and often pretty choppy, and that makes them perfect for doing these types of deepfakes. So let me tell you how I got here. I Googled Wav2Lip and I found a couple of YouTube tutorials that linked to ways to do it. I've got links to everything that I mention in the description of this video. I found some tutorials that use something called Google Colab. It lets you run code in the cloud. But let me start with someone that we actually can't hear, Abraham Lincoln. I can make a video clip of Lincoln from a picture, and then I just record audio based on a Daniel Day-Lewis voice. Now! All I know is that at the end of a long day, I just love to relax at the theater. It's my safe space. Okay, this gets really interesting though when you start to get to present day presidents, ones that we have video of and audio of. Today I want to apologize for the way that I was walking near the Watergate office and then I closed part of the fence, or as it shall forever be known, the Watergate gate. See, the visuals I can clean up a little bit by editing the frame, but the voice, you know, I'll admit it's not perfect. That is where another service comes in. There is this thing called Uberduck that has a ton of AI voices of varying quality.
What is the deal with deepfakes?
And they have a lot of historical figures like politicians. So here is Nixon again, but with that AI-generated voice.
I am not a crook. I am not a book. I am not a cook. I am just Richard freaking Nixon.
Now, this is pretty good. I actually think that it looks super impressive with old video and audio, like of Teddy Roosevelt, because the source is of such low fidelity that you kind of don't notice the errors.
I'm the president. Won't like a character from the temple.
Today, we could talk about the energy crisis, but maybe we should talk about how nice I look today. Cardigans are in.
But now, the main course. Let's go to JFK. Have you heard that famous speech in West Berlin where he says,
Ich bin ein Berliner.
Anyway, it's like this urban legend that he got the grammar wrong and that he is saying that he is a jelly donut in German. This is one of those things where the debunking is now more viral than the actual original misconception. However, I want to change that. I want to make it so that JFK really did say that he was a jelly donut. So it's working now.
I want to be clear. I'm a jelly donut. It's not a translation error. My tummy is full of jellies. My skin is a yummy pastry. I'd be delightful with a cup of coffee.
Sometimes you have to tweak it. I think JFK got lost in the matrix there. All right, pretty happy with that.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
I want to be clear. I am a jelly donut. My tummy is filled with sweet treats. My skin is a yummy crust. None tea and black coffee make me soft.
Okay, so what does all of this mean?
I want every person in this hall and every person in this land to reach out and join us in a great new adventure.
I can't hide this any longer. I feel super cool.
I know that this is supposed to be about, the power of disinformation and how we need to worry more, but, you go ahead and do that. I just think it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that some guy like me just sitting somewhere can access these tools that used to be the upper echelon of all technology.
Here he is, Forrest Gump, right here.
You remember in the Forrest Gump movie where there were these scenes where Forrest would be talking to historical figures?
I gotta pee. I believe he said he had to go pee.
I can do that now from my laptop, and that's pretty amazing. But that said, I do ask that you remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
We have nothing to fear but fear itself. Also monsters. I am afraid of monsters, vampires, werewolves, and mummies.
From the White House in the office of the President of the United States, we present an address by Dwight D. Eisenhower.
I am Dwight D. Eisenhower. If you haven't been to this channel, it's a personal channel where Phil posts history and personal stuff. Please like and subscribe if you can. And consider this too. I used to have hair. It was glorious, long hair, soft as the mane of a horse. I miss it every day, every single day.
We have presented the farewell address by the President of the United States, Dwight D. Eisenhower, who spoke this evening from his office in the White House.